Hi! I wanted to talk a little bit about Anime Adventures and the update that we also got, and the things I've been up to since the last time I made an Anime Adventures video. But before I even start with all of that, I do want to say that I have been farming quite a bit of this egg thing that's been going on, and we still have a good amount of eggs here because I just got out of an egg farm just a moment ago, because normally what I do in the morning is I eat my breakfast. While I eat my breakfast, I'm running a infinite mode on the Shigashinu district, but in that infinite mode, I'm usually running the new unit Gyutaro and Tengo, or I guess the actual anime name is Tengen. I don't know, I haven't seen Demon Slayer unfortunately, but I want to at some point. Anyway, I usually use those, and then I also add Yoshina in there because Yoshina can slow enemies, and I think her actual name is Yoshino, so I'll try to say that as well. But with all that, I should have enough worthiness to do some rerolls here on the stat potential, because as of right now, my Gyutaro is A+, B+. I at least want a singular S, because once I evolve it, I want it to be at least S tier, because Gyutaro is probably going to be my biggest carry of my dream team, which we're going to be talking about today as well. And then for my Tengo, we currently have V+, A+, Again, these are some solid stats, and they're ready to be evoed, except for the fact that I don't have any of the entertainment district raid currencies right now, but they're ready to be evoed in terms of takedowns. So let's go ahead and see what I can get for the rerolls. I know that at least Gyutaro should be able to have 100% worthiness, which we do have. And after hitting the reroll button, we have A, and A-. That's okay. I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess. Now we're going to use Tengo, another 100% worthiness reroll, and A-, B+, A-. So I think that's actually worse, sadly. And I don't have any more rerolls left, so it's either I go straight for an Evo, or I don't know, I'm just going to have to figure it out. I am pretty close to getting Aizen done, because Aizen is on its second to last evolution, and I already have all the takedowns required, so all I have to do is go and get all the Soul Awakenings done and ready. Essentially, my team is going to look something like, we're going to use this, for example. My new team is going to be Gyutaro, Power. Ignore Hanji in this for right now, because Hanji's here because of the fact that I don't have the unit that I want for this slot, and that is Daki. I want to get Daki as well. So we're going to have Gyutaro, Power, Daki, Tengo. There's going to be a farm unit, which is probably going to usually be Nami, but this fifth slot right here, this is going to be interchangeable. In fact, if we look at my teams here, we're going to see that all these are slightly different but the same at the same time. We have Bulma Nami, Speedwagon Nami, Yoshino Bulma. It's because these last two are a little bit more interchangeable, but one of these two is definitely always going to be some sort of farm, so it's going to be Speedwagon Nami or Bulma, and then the other slot is going to be either another farm or some sort of support unit, which is what Yoshino is being used for. I like the slow, I like the Bulma, because these two combined make a really easy way for me to just grind infinite without even trying too hard. With all those eggs that we get from the infinite mode, we're going to go ahead and turn those in real fast. We will go from 2,865, this is from an 80-minute run, to, oh my god, okay, 4,810. That infinite mode is making my life 10 times easier, dude. Oh my god. Since I last saw you guys, a few things have happened. I've gotten a few mythics, and I normally sacrifice duplicates or things I just don't use or plan on trading or whatever. I plan on just taking those and sacrificing them to Aizen, because although I may not mainly use Aizen in my new team composition here, that doesn't mean that I still don't want Aizen. In fact, we're at 43%. And to get to the last one, all we need is 100. So I do gotta grind that eventually. But all I have to do is I gotta go get Worthy Souls or sacrifice Mythics, and then we get even closer. So I had a few of those Worthy Souls on me, and now we're at 46.5%. So we're about halfway done with being done with Aizen. And one of the biggest things that has happened since the last time I saw you guys is I traded for power. And I'm gonna be honest right now, I did overpay for this power. I wanted it really badly because of the team composition I'm going for and what I plan on do for it. I selected these units because Daki applies the highest bleed damage that I could find within the game. It's not necessarily about applying bleed to everyone on the map, so that way Gyutaro can crit and over-crit those enemies. Basically meaning that Gyutaro is going to be doing a ton of damage. It's because of the fact that I'm also using power, which boosts the damage over time from bleed by 5 times. So if we already take the highest amount of bleed damage that I can deal, which is through Daki, and then amplify that by 5 times with power, and then on top of that, the bleed is also amplifying Gyutaro's crit chance on those enemies to 100%, then that just adds up with those 3 being used together as a insane trio that's going to do a absurd amount of damage. Now, the reason why I have Tengo here is because I still need a hybrid unit to hit those flying enemies should I run into those. So I'm using Tengo as a way to hit the flying enemies as a hybrid, and also just because I really like Tango for its multi-hit. I like multi-hit a lot. I believe it's a 5-hit multi-hit too, so it's pretty insane. I also need to do multiplayer and a story. I haven't seen this story daily in a while, so that's interesting. Another thing that I do want to showcase a little bit is I was streaming whenever I pulled this, but I pulled a Golden Frieza. I'm not sure if I ever talked about that in a video yet, but I did do that. And of course, I hatched all my Easter eggs that I got from the Easter event, and I'm still doing that. I randomly pulled Madara in my free time. I also got Haze, the shiny version, of course, from the Battle Pass, which I am next level currently until we can unlock the next 25 levels. I was also able to do a lot of trait rerolls, and I managed to get myself a Golden Gyutaro, which is essentially, just think of it this way, this is essentially a 30% DPS increase, which is awesome. I'm really happy about that. Ideally, I would have wanted Divine, probably, but Divine is literally only 3% more DPS than Gyutaro is golden right now, so ultimately the way I see it is, unless I'm trying to min-max, I'm sticking with golden on Gyutaro. I was trying to roll a couple of traits over on Tango, and I've only been lucky enough to get Nimble on him. Nothing good, sadly. Not even Godspeed or anything, so it's kind of sad. I tried doing a golden roll on Nami and Speedwagon, and also Bulma, I believe, yeah. Now I have Superior 3 Bulma. And then, of course, I also have Superior 3 on Nami, and then Sniper on Speedwagon. All those traits are really bad, except for, I guess, Superior 3 on Nami is okay. It could be worse. And then I've been trying to roll a little bit on Hanji as well, but I kind of just gave up on it because I'm gonna be honest, I'm just trying to go for Daki at this point. And then, of course, I got Godspeed on Aizen, and I got Godspeed on Itachi, although I don't really plan on using Aizen or Itachi as much as I thought I was gonna be using them in the past. I mean, especially now that I have Gyutaro, I gotta make a team around Gyutaro, you know what I'm saying? So, like, definitely doing that. Also, just to showcase this a little bit, the stats on my power is A, B plus A currently, and I'm liking that a lot. I want to show off what I've been doing in terms of raids a little bit real fast, and I haven't done literally any of these raids down here at all yet, except for Storm Hideout and above. I've barely done and touched any of the Entertainment District. Mainly it was on the day of release, and I was checking that out. And funnily enough, I need to play this a lot more because I need this, I need this, I need this, and I also need to get all 10 of these. So in total, that's 300, 400 times 3, so that's already 1,200 with these 3, and then add on 300. It's 1,500 Wisteria Blooms I need in total for this to all be done. So that is a whole lot of Entertainment District grinding. And then, of course, with Golden Frieza, I've been trying to grind a little bit of it here and there, but I don't know. I don't really plan on using Golden Frieza in my team either, so I'm kind of stopping on this grind a bit as well. I'm still tempted to go for the Itachi Evo because I'm just so close. I have 165 Tomo, and I have all of the damage modifiers that you could unlock, and all I need is 350, and then I have evolved Itachi. So maybe I will still go through with that, and I'm still going through with the Aizen, so maybe that would be not a bad idea. In terms of the things I've actually unlocked for the raids, though, I unlocked all 5 of the Storm Hideouts and beaten them. I've unlocked all of the Frieza invasion raids as well, except for the last one I haven't beat, but I've beaten the rest. And the reason why is because I can't get into a Frieza raid on Act 5 where I have a team that actually can play the game properly. I don't know. It's just like every time I get in there, no one has a singular damage modifier. I'm usually carrying it in the top 1 or 2, like I'm either second place or first place in every one of these that I've done. It's just weird, man. And then, of course, I've gotten at least up to 3 of these acts for the Entertainment District, but I've only cleared the first and second part of this, so I definitely got to go through and do a lot more of those, which hopefully won't be too bad, especially with me having a quote-unquote mythic trait being golden now. Maybe I can actually get into more of those runs. But I'm gonna be honest, even though that I have a golden Gyutaro, doesn't mean that I'm going to be using it until it's evoed, so yeah. Just because of that reason alone, I'm probably gonna go and get Aizen and Itachi evoed, because I definitely want something to help me out for at least helping my team, which is probably gonna be Aizen and Itachi. Another thing too, is that we actually want to do Entertainment District anyways, because not only are we gonna be getting the Wisteria Blooms and a chance at getting Daki, but we're also going to be getting chances at these relic shards, and you get them from both the Act 4 and Act 5 of the raid. So all I have to do is just do my 3 dailies on this raid, and then spam the Act 4, and then I should be good to go, honestly. It wouldn't even be that bad. It's just really time consuming, and I have to depend on other players being decent at the game, so Yeah, it's not terrible. I think what I want to do in this video, at least, is I want to do a singular solo run and show you guys what it looks like for me whenever I'm doing the whole Eisen grind. Because getting Eisen done is one of my top priorities currently. Oh, and if anyone's curious, I do have every single piece of the story done, every single stage, every single act done completely. It's been a pain in the ass, but I managed to accomplish that as well. Anyways, if we go into the legend stages, let's go ahead and head into Hollow Invasion. I need to do all these legend stages at some point, man. Oh my god. I actually have been using power in my strategy for this run as well now, which I've honestly been super happy about. But essentially, how this entire strategy usually goes for me is I place a Nami, a few Speedwagons, and by wave 10, I like to have all my Speedwagons at least maxed out by then, and maybe 3 or 5 of my Hanjis placed, and all my Namis are also placed. So I have a really steady, nice income of just straight up cash money while I'm grinding. It's not bad. It's honestly a pretty solid strategy. I aim for more consistency than I aim for clearing something fast. Clearing something fast doesn't mean anything if you can't clear it fast consistently, you know what I mean? I'll go ahead and showcase my strategy a bit though. So of course we start, I immediately place a Speedwagon, and then we wait for the next wave to trigger, and then I place Namis in this corner here. And then normally where I focus my Hanjis is I kind of just focus them on this hill right here, and then I would have power, I don't know, somewhere here. I don't know if power applies her buff permanently. Essentially with power, I don't know if I can literally place her right up here and then make her target last or something. And then whenever she applies her effect on the enemy, I don't know if that stays on them indefinitely or not. So that's kind of part of what I'm confused about. Now we can finally place my first Nami, and then my third Speedwagon. Now we have all my farms set up for the most part, and then we're going to get ready to place my Hanji very soon here. Luckily, because of the fact that I have Superior 3 on my Nami, though, she actually does pretty decent damage for the beginning here. And then we go and place my other 2 Namis very quickly here, and then we should be good in that regard. Now, I think the way that I used to do it is I go 1 upgrade to one of the Speedwagons, and then I place a Hanji. Basically, I want to have 3 Hanjis on this hill ASAP now. So we go ahead and upgrade 1 Speedwagon, then we go ahead and get a Hanji, and I like to position it in a way where it will be kind of like smack dab in the middle, which is roughly like right here, I'd say. So we're just going to go ahead and place that. Then we're going to hopefully be able to get another Hanji here after upgrading 2 Speedwagons. Then we get my Hanji, and then we place it right next to that other Hanji, like so. And then that should be pretty good. Yeah, that's looking good. I'm liking that. All right, we're going to upgrade that, and then we're going to go ahead and try to place down 2 more Hanjis, so that way we have all my Hanjis placed. And now we're going to have to start focusing on upgrades here shortly, because we have Teal here, who is just kind of tanking my damage, honestly, because of that 50 physical resistance there. That is not ideal, but it is working. I'm always usually the most sketched out about the early game whenever I do these runs. Alright, so we upgraded all these to the 2500. Now we're going to start upgrading these a little bit. And then I think that the next time that we get our money, we should be able to just overall upgrade these to max, which would be roughly around wave 10. There's only 20 waves of this, so it's not like it's the end of the world or anything. It's just that making sure that I do the strategy consistently is kind of the main priority, and it's a bit of a pain, but once you learn it, it's like you can't really go wrong with it. Another thing, too, is I need to grind relics. I know that I already mentioned that I'm grinding the relic shards, but I'm trying to get relics on all my units so that way everything works properly, man. So yeah, all these are maxed before wave 10, or on wave 10 at least, or whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and get all of these to upgrade 1 real fast, and then I think I'm gonna place the power, just because I'm kind of curious to see if it's a permanent buff or not, even if it isn't. I'm gonna place power right here and make her target last for now, just to see. And then we're gonna go 3000 on these back 3, so that way we have even more DPS. Did she hit any of the enemies? Yes, so she hit these back here. Okay, we'll just pay attention to this line of enemies and see how long the effect actually lasts on these guys. Okay, so it is not a permanent thing by the looks of it. It is only a small bit of time that it actually is applied. And the reason why I wasn't too worried about spending that money there is because, honestly, this strategy is so consistent that I can seem to spare a bit of the money that I get from these runs, which is very nice. So we're gonna go ahead and upgrade the back 3 one more time, and then we're gonna try and place a power. Probably, honestly, it should probably be right next to where the Hanjis are, so probably somewhere right here. Watching this line, I think, would be ideal, just because then it would amplify the amount of bleed tick damage that they take. All right, there we go. We have all the back 3 upgraded to diving maneuver, and now if we go ahead and place my power. Literally, like, right here, that should be fine. And then we set it to last. I think everything is gonna go fine now. I'm probably not gonna worry about upgrading my power right now, or even at all during the run, but, I mean, having it is nice nonetheless because of the whole 5x damage to the bleed ticks. But yeah, now we're pretty much set to go. This is just an example of how the team composition can work in the future. Of course, I'm using Hanji in this point, but if I weren't using Hanji, I would have just been straight up Tango, and then Tango would have been dealing with the flying enemies, so that way I could have hybrid, and then I'd probably still have Daki out, and then Power doing some bleed applications. Or not bleed applications, but it would be amplifying Daki's bleed, which would be really cool. I don't know if that's anyone else's dream team, but that is pretty much my dream team. If it doesn't work out because of the fact that they're all like physical damage type units, what I would probably end up doing is I would just swap it out for all the hybrids, meaning that I'd probably go for Escanor, which is Pride in the game. I would probably end up going for Aizen, Tango, and Golden Frieza. And then those would be my main 4 instead. But I'm hoping that I don't have to, and I'm hoping that I can just stick to the bleed build that I want to have going here. Also, I was trying to trade for a shiny power Evo because I wanted to have a scythe. I think that scythes are awesome. I love scythes for God knows why. I love them. But honestly, I couldn't even find a cheap normal power Evo, let alone a shiny power Evo. So then I was just like, you know what, fuck it. We're just gonna go ahead and overpay for a power because I was desperate, man. And also, anyways, it's not like this, it doesn't look cool. The Bloodhammer is pretty badass. I like it a lot. All we can really hope for is while we're doing this, we get a good amount of worthy souls at the end. Because if we don't, then it's just sad hours, pretty much. There's nothing that we can really do about it. Maybe placing power back here wasn't ideal. I think actually placing power probably right here would have been better. Probably like right on this corner and then letting her target... I almost want to say strongest. Yeah, I think strongest would be ideal here. Just to show you guys how powerful this actually can be as a strategy. I'm going to go ahead and place power here, sell this one, and then we're going to make you target strongest. That would be slightly better. And the only reason why I would even be concerned about selling units is because, honestly, this isn't the easiest thing to solo right off rip. Like, if you don't have many evolutions or many good units, this honestly is probably going to be a rough thing to solo. But I've done this so many damn times that I feel like I almost have it down to a specific science at this point. But I know that this Hanji is going to be hitting these enemies here very shortly here. Bam, just like that. And then the bleed tick damage is going to skyrocket. It's going to be awesome. They die so much faster. And of course, whenever a boss whips around, they're going to have that status also applied to them, which makes them take more bleed damage per tick. It's gonna be good, okay. I don't know, I like these games more than I thought I would. I'm just re-addicted to gacha games like I used to be in the past. And I'm gonna be honest, this game is basically a gacha game. It has a lot of inspiration from gacha games that I've also been able to tell as well. And I'm all for it, man. I love myself some gacha games. Also, did I even talk about the update yet? I don't think I did. I'll talk about it after this run then. I took so long to even cover the update, let alone actually getting to it in time. That's, you know, just Unico things. Dude, look at that damage already, though. Just the bleed ticks alone is doing an absurd amount of DPS. Don't get me wrong though, Hanji's bleed damage over time in terms of like per tick, it's actually not that great. Imagine if you had a really solid damage output as well as the actual bleed damage itself was insane. Yeah, fucking Power and Daki is gonna be a duo that is insane. Finally, we get some Thunder Spears going on with one of my Hanjis. I could probably do a few upgrades on Power, but I'm going to definitely get the Thunder Spears first and foremost, if anything, before I decide to upgrade Power. The only reason why I would even want to upgrade Power is because of the reason that I would want her to attack faster. Because honestly, Power is only here for one reason only, and that is to apply this buff to my bleed damage. Alright, so we have one last Hanji to upgrade into Thunder Spears, and then once that's done, I guess maybe then I'll try to go for the highest SP I can get on Power just to see. My main concern though is that if I do that, will they still have time to walk into Hanji's range for her to apply their bleed? I would assume so, but I'm not 100% sure. I know that that's definitely better positioning because I would much rather have the enemies actually walk into the Hanji range before they walk into Power's range. Here we go. Look at this boss DPS again. Oh my god, it's just so good, dude. It's so good. I can't. And then the bleed damage on top of it too. Oh my god. Okay, let's go ahead and get my last Thunder Spears. Now it's going to be swapping over to wave 20. Which means we sell our Speedwagon, since that is literally the only farm that we can sell. Alright, Power, let's go ahead and start upgrading you to get yourself a little bit more of your SPA. Goes down to 5.7 on this upgrade right here, which I would really like, but it's not letting me do that. Okay, this honestly isn't too bad. I'm not sure if I want to keep it on strongest, though. Depends. If these guys walk into Hanji's range while still debuffed, I think I will be okay. Alright, yeah, we'll keep it. It's actually working out very well. We can also get another upgrade that it reduces the SPA even more. Unfortunately, power doesn't do anything to flying enemies, but it's not like my Gyutaro is going to do anything against flying enemies anyway. That's another reason why I have Hanji, by the way, is because I don't have Evo Tango yet, and I need something that can take care of flying enemies, so yeah, I kind of need it. I just love how it just melts, though. I don't remember exactly what, like, Hanji's bleed tick damage is, but having it 5 times its normal amount is so nice. Okay, here we go. Here is the biggest display of power because of the fact that we're going to be using the debuff on Aizen with the Hanjis applying their normal damage and their bleed, while also being not the best bleed unit either. So if we watch that boss's HP drop, oh my god, it's so good. Okay, now let's add the Blood Scythe to the mix. And in fact, let's just go by... Yeah, we're going to leave it on strongest, actually. Oh my god, dude. It should die roughly before it hits right here. Or it should get over here, and then the Aizen's probably going to die. It kind of varies a little bit because of Hanji's ability to critical. But nonetheless, there we go, dude. Oh my god, it's so good. It is so nasty how good it is. And then this is just going to die within, like, seconds. It's such a breeze. Well, there we go. Now that we have that done, let's see how many worthy souls I have. 6. That's not bad. I think the highest I've gotten is 7 from one of the runs. So 6 is pretty good. That alone is like 3%. So I'll take 3% of the 100 that I need to get. Yay. People might be wondering, why do you like this game? And that is because I love grinding games. I love just being able to play games and grind them and have a goal constantly or something for me to achieve. I talked to my girlfriend about this once, and we both basically agreed that I'm just a masochist when it comes to video games. I don't know why, I don't know what it is, but I really like those difficult type of games for some reason, or the really tedious, grindy ones. Now, we can go ahead and quickly turn in the Worthy Souls, and then, after we turn in the Worthy Souls, we can check out what the update had to offer. So yeah, it was exactly 3%, so now I'm at 49.5%, which is terrifying, because of the fact that I still need roughly 100 Worthy Souls. And that's roughly like maybe like 200 runs of that stage even. I'm not sure. It's probably less than that, but still, it's not going to be a fun time. It's probably going to be more like 50 runs of that stage where I have to win, but that's still not fun. That's terrifying to me. Let's go ahead and look at this update. We're in a public lobby now too, so this is gonna be interesting. They added balance changes and bug fixes. The only balance change that they made was Jokujo's time stop being nerfed. I only know some of the characters in this game by their in-game name and not their actual anime or manga name, so please keep that in mind. I don't know what the bug fixes were. The big banner on top of the shop in lobby now shows a special banner. Oh yeah, this used to just show the standard banner, not the 2x mythic one. Using and evolving no longer required you to unlock the unit first. That was annoying. Glad they fixed that. Return to spawn setting, activate if you get stuck somewhere inside or around. That's pretty nice. Depth of field setting, I don't really care about it. I really don't like depth of field. If you follow the developers on Twitter, you can wait 5 minutes and then you can speak to Gino beside the co area for a special reward. I believe it gives you 5 rerolls and a few thousand gems. I'm not exactly sure how many gems it was, but honestly, if you have a Twitter account, highly recommend doing that. It's pretty good, actually. All 3 of the egg hunt eggs have hatched, which is Merca, Carrot, and Yoshina. New limited time event units, which I'm assuming is just Daki, but there might be more than that. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's just Daki. Now we have new raid entertainment district. The demon slayers are cornered and they are losing the battle against the ever so powerful demon siblings, Gyutaro and Daki. With the slayers in a terrible state, Tenjin now needs you to rise and continue fighting the battle. New battle pass cake hunt, which we've actually been doing quite a bit already. A new battle pass has released along with new units to collect. Progress through the battle pass by taking down enemies in any game mode. Okay, that's pretty good. When it comes to these 2 characters, though, I'm not exactly sure what character this is. Of course, it comes from JoJo. I'm not sure what it is. I haven't seen or read JoJo. I'm gonna get around to it eventually, hopefully sometime very soon. But if we scroll all the way down here, my friend that is a very avid consumer of anime and manga is telling me that this character is most likely going to be a character from Oshinoko. I'm not exactly sure if I'm saying the anime name wrong. I could be, but I believe that it is Oshinoko because I was sent an image from my friend as well. It looks like the character, so I'm pretty sure he's right. So there's a lot of good things to look forward to in this game right now. There's a lot of fun that's happening, a lot of grind. Everyone's running all over the place to try and get the Demon Academy portals done, trying to get their characters evolved and get things done essentially with the Entertainment District raid as well. Everyone's just doing their own thing. Everyone has their own grind. It's awesome. I love this game so very much. In fact, there's also a tournament that's currently going on as well. There's always a tournament going on. There's 14 hours roughly left of it as well. and I'm still in the top 100. I haven't done this tournament since the very first day it released. I should probably do it again, so that way I can make sure that I at least try to get this 22-star remnant reward. If I stay in the 80% to the 89.99 percentile, I will be happy with that prize regardless, but I really should try to get myself into the top 50 at least, or better. But it's kind of hard to do that without an Evo Aizen and an Evo Itachi, so probably gonna try and get that, and then maybe go for another tournament run, but I have 14 hours to do that, so it's probably not gonna happen. We'll find out, we'll see. But anyways, thank you guys all so much for watching, and I can't wait to see all of you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!